Hi guys, hello. So, I wanted to share something quite interesting that happened these past 2 days, which was, um, well, I think it's my interaction with really skinny, pretty, fair, the typical pretty girls clique. So today and yesterday, okay, no, let me start with yesterday. So yesterday I think I shared I played tennis with my sister, and next to us were like three really pretty girls, or women in, like, the very pretty and cute tennis tops and tennis skirts. So I was actually telling my sister, right, that when I looked across the court, it actually looks very aesthetically pleasing because there were three pretty girls in pretty outfits dancing around, like running around, right, and playing tennis. But as I had to also share the court with them, even though I was on the court next to them, right, I could actually feel my confidence kind of fade, right? And for some reason I felt judged, even though they were actually not judging me at all. I mean, yeah, they weren't paying attention to me. I don't think they cared about my presence at all in that court. But as I was playing tennis in that environment, I felt my posture, my energy, my everything shrink. Like, I could sense it in my posture. I was hunching, I was just trying to take up less space, I was trying to hide myself a bit more. And I think life will always throw you the same lessons if you are serious about wanting to change, and it will give you the same lessons over and over until you actually learn it. So today in Pilates, for the very first time, I joined a group class for the second time, but first time this year anyways. I joined a group class, and again, it was just a class full of pretty girls in their sports bra and their leggings and their fantastic, perfect Pilates body, right? And again, I felt very out of place, because I was the only chubby one there. I was the only one who I guess wasn't fit enough to be able to follow the class, and many times the coach had to pay special attention to me to ensure that I'm not falling off the reformer, and I'm not falling off anything. Right? And I remembered, while I was so out of breath and I was panting and I was just huffing and puffing, the woman next to me turned around and said, if you were to continue breathing like that, you would be out of energy soon. So control your breathing. I think, and it happened quite a few times in the class, right? It's just a 1 hour class. So imagine when I say it happened quite a few times, like, I meant it happened like at least 4 or 5 times. So that was the first incident, right? The second incident was when I was trying to finish a set of 8, and suddenly another girl, the one behind me, basically looked at me, because she finished her set first, and said like, wow, she said it really loudly, I could hear it, right? So she said, wow, she's shaking. So she's talking about me. It's like, wow, she's shaking. And then she made the comment saying like, if you can finish 8, you'll be amazing, you'll be awesome. So I guess she was trying to be encouraging by saying like, hey, finish 8, you'll be amazing, you can do it, but again, the focus was only on me. No one else got that encouragement. And then another thing in the same class. Imagine this, right? So the spotlight was on me, simply because I think I'm just so out of place, right? I remember we were trying to do planks on the reformers, and then the lady who was telling me to control my breathing said like, hey, I used to be as big as you. I was like, I'm trying to do a plank. I was like, I mean, throughout the whole session, multiple dialogues like that was being thrown at me while I was doing the exercise. In the midst of doing the exercise, they were basically watching me and commenting and making a lot of conversations like this. And I think in the past, I would have really let that get to me. I would have really made that affect me. Like, it would have really, I think, made me feel down about everything, because it could feel very condescending. It could feel very sarcastic in many ways. It could feel very demeaning in a way. But at the same time, I also feel like it's their way of trying to make me feel welcome. It's their way of making me feel encouraged. Maybe because they don't really understand how it feels and how uncomfortable it might feel to be the only plus size person in a room full of fit women. Maybe they don't understand how making those comments would make me feel uncomfortable, but I know that they had pure intentions. So instead of letting those comments make me feel like I'm strong enough, like, what do you mean? Like, instead of reacting that way and letting myself shrink like I did yesterday, I instead decided to engage in the conversation and basically thank them for, like, you know, every time they go like, oh, you can definitely finish a set, come on, go, one more set, two more. When they make comments like that, I think in the past, or even yesterday, right, I would have been like, and I would have just gone quiet, or I would have just shied away. But today I decided to just look them in the face and go like, yeah, thank you, and just keep saying thanks for every compliment that they give, right? And appreciate them too for sharing and letting me know about like my breathing, and like, you know, the story of how one of the other members used to be plus size too and managed to lose the weight and share their weight loss journey. But yeah, and I felt so good about not only myself but about the situation and about the class, and it made it very enjoyable. So I guess what I wanted to share is, because, you know, as I'm sharing this story, I'm suddenly recalling that I actually watched on YouTube this girl, this plus size woman who's a very avid exerciser, not athlete, but she exercised a lot, but she's very plus size. And you know, she was complaining and like really bitching about how as she was running up a mountain or a hill or something, she was doing her jog, and a stranger saw her, and as she ran by, the stranger basically said something like, oh, good job girl, you go girl. And she took like a lot of offense to it, and she cried on the spot, and it affected her for a while. And as that thing happened to me in Pilates class, and as I recall what happened, and as I remember the story that I watched on YouTube, I just wanted to share, because I feel like, and maybe this is the same lesson that I learned a few days ago, which is, we can't control what other people say or do, right? But I think there are many ways to look at it, and there are many ways to decide what to feel about it. Like, some people can decide to take offense if somebody is being encouraging a skinny people. They can assume that the skinny person is simply judging the bigger person, right? Or you can really just take it as, oh, there's a skinny person who's trying to encourage me. It's like, even though it's a bit awkward, but like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take that encouragement. I'm gonna take that motivation. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I did well and I deserve that praise and I'm gonna take it. And whether you mean it or whether you think it's sarcastic or whether you're being demeaning, it doesn't matter, because I decide to take it as a compliment and I decide to take it as an encouragement. And thus, I feel amazing. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's what I wanted to share today. I hope you guys have an amazing day ahead. I'm sorry that over the last few days, like, if you feel like there's flashes happening, it's because my light is down, and I haven't gotten the time to fix it, even though I'm jobless. But anyways, yeah, that's it for my sharing for today. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.